but I'll make it obvious that you're reading that. So it's not your words.
Yeah, because I can't do it.
Hello everyone. It has been so long since the last video and I apologize. Very, very much has happened. I am getting very close to the end of this 6-month sabbatical. I've been frantically making glass. So just to back up a little bit to where we last left off, I reached the end of a couple of classes, my colored pencil class and my oils class. I probably have a few pieces from the colored pencil class that I didn't show yet. In the last class, my lovely instructor, Helen, was kind enough to say a few words. I remember it like it was yesterday. Hi everybody, I'm in my last colored pencil class and I'm very sad. This is my lovely instructor, Helen Rowles. Am I saying that right? Rolls. Helen Rolls. She is a fantastic teacher. I learned so much in this class. You guys have seen everything I produced along the way, and it was just fantastic. Helen, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, well, you know, I'll have to say Brooke is one of the most delightful, intense, productive, attentive, creative students I have ever taught in my 110 years here.
My goodness.
Don't
look a day over 109.
She's a bright star in the Arizona sky. I think she deserves a promotion, a raise, and maybe early retirement with a nice, package so she can come back to class.
What?
We love her. And her work really, truly is beautiful.
Ah, well, thank you so much.
You're
That's
welcome.
so sweet.
You're welcome, and good luck.
It's weird. It's a little weird, isn't it, that what she said sounded a lot like what my watercolor teacher said? Weird. I also finished up the oils class and was able to complete a couple of things I've been working on forever. The koi painting and the painting of the building in Echo Park that I did for Howard. And I finished up a calla lily. That was my last piece and I was really happy with that one. Also got some lovely kind words again from my instructor there, Augustine. I remember that like it was also yesterday. Hey everybody, I'm at my last oils class. I'm very sad. It's been a great class. This is my teacher, Augustine Vargas,
Yes,
right?
perfect.
Yes, an excellent painter and artist, and I've really enjoyed the class. I've learned a lot. I produced some great stuff, I think, under your instruction.
That's right.
Did you have anything you wanted to say to my watching audience?
Well, we have a wonderful time here. Brooke was amazing. She had great pieces, and I think she has to be very proud. I am already proud of her.
Aw, that's very nice. That's good.
And then Brooke is one of the most delightful students in my oil class.
Oh, that's so
In fact,
sweet.
I will say she's one of the brightest stars in all my 53 years of teaching. Brooke definitely deserves, promotion,
Oh,
a raise,
that's so
a
nice.
gold medal.
Oh, no.
When she returns to work in July, it has been my honor and pleasure to teach her.
Oh, thank you so much. That is so sweet, honestly. It's so weird that his message sounded so much like Helen's and Corinne's at Watercolors. That's weird. So I said at the beginning of all of this that one of my main goals was to come out of it with something that I wanted to continue doing, basically find a medium that really appealed to me, that was what I love to do, and to keep going with that beyond just the time of my sabbatical. I think that's pretty clear at this point that it's glass. I was lucky enough in the last few weeks to score an enormous kiln from Craigslist, got an amazing deal on it, and I kept combing Craigslist and I got all kinds of glass and molds and different things that I needed to basically set up a whole studio here where I can do glass myself. I'm still missing some of the cold working equipment that I'd really like. I'd love a sandblaster because I love the sandblasting. A flat lap grinder, those are quite expensive and large pieces of equipment. So we'll see what happens. I got my Craigslist alerts on. But even without those, I'm continuing to take classes both at the Phoenix Center for the Arts and the Mesa Arts Center, so I can use their equipment, of course, but also get all of the wisdom and knowledge of the instructors. So I wanted to talk a little bit, now that I'm coming to the end, about the things I've learned as part of this journey. Probably my biggest takeaway, my biggest lesson, and what I will, I guess, cherish the most out of all of this is that I now know I can do things. I've gained a confidence and I've gained some self-assurance in being able to execute generally what my vision is in most cases. So I think that was a big insecurity for me going into this, was that I wanted to be able to envision something and actually make it happen. And I didn't think I could. And I think I have learned that I actually, most of the time, can achieve what I want to achieve. It's not always exactly right. I make mistakes and I make things that I don't like or don't turn out the way I want them to. But I generally know now that chances are that it will turn out like I like, and there's no reason not to try. That will be really helpful as I continue to experiment with glass and develop my own techniques and style. I'm willing to basically try anything, and I'm not afraid of failure, and I realize that failure isn't actually failure. It's always a lesson. Second thing I've learned is that my process usually entails a phase of hating what I'm doing. I have noticed over and over again a pattern of where I will start a piece or a project, and at the beginning I'm like getting into it and I'm motivated, and then at some point, maybe about a quarter or a third of the way through, I hate what I'm doing. I think it's going to be terrible. I think it's not going to turn out. I'm an awful artist. I don't know what I'm doing. Then I get to another phase where it's starting to come together a little bit more. I'm seeing the vision being executed. I feel a little bit better, but there's still total insecurity there. And then by the end, I like what I have done. Again, it's not always perfect. It's not always exactly what I wanted, but I have noticed the pattern of going through those phases of hating, being better, and then liking it at the end. I've been prone in the past to quit when I have been in that very early phase when I hate things, when my motivation starts to dwindle. So now I know I just need to power through that. And I may not like what I get at the end, but again, I just have to try and I just have to do it, and it will all be a lesson. Along with that, as far as technique goes, especially in drawing and painting, I have learned, mostly from Corinne, my watercolor teacher, that I always have to push the darks. When I think I'm done something, whether it is a watercolor or an oil painting or a drawing, a colored pencil drawing, I need to add more shadow, more contrast at the end of it. And that's a free lesson for you. Always push the darks. Look, it's right here on her Commandments of Watercolor. And hand in hand with those two lessons, I've also learned how much I enjoy creating. To be honest, I don't find like it cathartic or that I'm getting my emotions out or that I'm being overly expressive and that I need to do it, that I'm compelled to do it. I actually just love producing something that looks nice, that is beautiful or appealing or colorful, or that I just like to look at. I find that extremely satisfying. I also find it extremely satisfying when other people enjoy it, when they compliment something I've done, or when they want to have it, or want to buy it, or just say they want one like it. All of that is very fulfilling, and it really goes into why I want to do more and get it out in the world. And I don't know if that makes me any less of an artist or different than other artists, or maybe not an artist at all, but it's a high I enjoy. And maybe it's just validation, maybe it's the sense of accomplishment, I don't know, but that is what I love. Along with that, I've learned that I want to rush things a lot. The patience that I had to exercise in oils and in colored pencils was very difficult. And even with glass, when I get into projects that take a long time to put together or have multiple firings, my patience is really tried with those things. But because I don't feel that cathartic release or that calming effect of the process that some people get, I just want to push to the end as quickly as possible because I want that satisfaction of the completed piece that I love or that somebody else loves. I think I need to enjoy the process, put more thought and time and effort into the process, even when I don't want to, because it results in better work. And finally, again, very related to all of those things, I've learned that I do want to get my things out into the world. That brings me to, I guess, what I'm doing next. I, of course, have to go back to work in a couple of weeks, and I really hope to bring a lot of, I guess, different energy, a little less stress to the job, a little more understanding of what motivates me and what really propels me and what gives me joy in what I'm doing. My work is very creative, or can be very creative, so what I've learned, all of those things are going to help me in my job, and I guess that was the point of this whole thing. Aside from that, I plan to do something, whether it's a business like an Etsy store, whether it's going to art fairs, submitting to galleries. I plan to sort of hone my skills and craft with glass and then take one of those routes to putting it out in the world, i.e. selling it, because it is expensive, and I hope to recoup some of the costs, but also sort of reap those personal benefits of others enjoying what I do. So as soon as I figure that out, and if I have a store or I'm in galleries or whatever it is, I will let you know. Speaking of getting things out into the world, when I started this whole thing, I posted on Facebook that anybody who subscribed to this channel at the beginning in that first week, that I would make you something. I know a lot of people have mentioned that they like things, and I've offered stuff to certain people, but unfortunately I can't actually see everybody that's subscribed to the channel, because if you have your YouTube settings such that your subscriptions are private, I can't actually see if you subscribe. So I can see a few people, but not everybody. So if you did subscribe from the beginning, and I'm going to trust you on that, and you haven't already been offered something or claimed something, please comment below and I will PM you on Facebook and we'll work out what piece you would like, and I'm happy to honor that and send you something that I've made over these past 6 months. I will continue with the YouTube channel as well. No more of these episodic journal things now that the actual sabbatical 6 months is over, but I will continue to do some of the trying to art videos where I experiment or just try new things. I hope it will be good. So I think that's it for today and for these episodes. Thank you so much for being a part of this. I really appreciate it. I hope you stay tuned to the other videos. I will leave you with just a montage of all the glass that I've done since the last video, since I got my own kiln. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Stick around for more, and have a good day.